Mr. Bob let me know that I had my mic muted, which is true. If you're watching the recording later, you don't have that. But the live stream did not hear me, which is very unprofessional of me. But there's not too many people watching right now, live, because we got a few viewers here. We'll wait for a few more. We'll see if a few more folks come in. I did not expect to have a ton of viewers tonight because there are lots and lots of options for folks. Um, Lots of extra live streams happening. Lots of things to check out. So I understand that. Um, yeah, if this is a small little stream tonight, that's fine. A few more folks know about these streams due to my appearance at Extra Life on Thursday for Giant Bomb, so that was good. But yeah, we'll wait. We'll see if a few more folks want to join us before we get really into the actual building. As I said, we are working on Vegeta. We got the box here. This box does not look good on a green screen, so I'll probably show it in the overhead view when we're ready for that. Woo indeed, Park. Hello and welcome. I found that the Bear Cave emote could be used in other channels, and this was much bigger to me than it should have been. Park's now following. Thank you very much, Parks Co. too. Appreciate the follow. Thank you for that. Yeah. I just got. Oh, Mr. Bob, thank you for using it in Dave Lang's channel. I just got all of Will Smith's many emotes, access to Will Smith's emotes, because I was gifted a sub to his channel today. I came into the chat during part of his 25-hour stream. I'll just tweet out a Will Smith tweet. Not that Will Smith. There's Will. Yeah, I wanted to. We'll bring that up while we wait for a few more folks to see come again. So, just so that it's properly always archived somewhere. You'll see it if you go to my Twitter feed today. But I posted two fairly embarrassing photos of me in order to eventually reach the $1,200 or $2,000 for Will, which I think he's already hit 3,000. But I was there for to get to 1,500 and to get to or 1,200 and 2,000. I can't remember, but I helped raise some money for Will Smith during his portion of the Giant Bomb Community Extra Live stream, which I was very happy to do. And I will show those photos now. So these are the photo directly above me. Right above me here is a Halloween costume from several years ago. I was going for a Briscoe County Wild Wild West steampunky cowboy kind of vibe, which amounted to just me buying some buttons for a vest that looked like gears and putting those on, and then buying a like a weird water gun that I spray painted different colors gold. It's not good. It's not good. It was certainly a look. It wasn't a great one. And then the photo over here, here, as you can see, is from an improv show during a comedy improv marathon called the Douglas Marathon one year. In the evening, silly shows, weird shows happen. We did a World of Warcraft inspired show where I played a rogue based loosely on my main rogue. That was my main in World of Warcraft. And all but one person on this photo, and all but one person in the whole show, we were all at one time or another in the same guild together. And that was really fun. It was a New York Comedy Guild. Then our friend Shelly sat in with us because she was around and had played World of Warcraft before. She put some weird leaves on her. We brought a bucket of random props and costume pieces for folks that didn't have stuff. And it was really fun. Actually, it was like a 15-minute improv set and pretty fun. I also appreciate that my friend Rob just brought a bicycle helmet in to be a helmet because he did not own, and he had like a fake sword because he was a warrior. But my friend Jamie, who is dressed all in black with a black hood, That's fine if you're a warlock. I think that's totally reasonable. Um, and then I do want to point out that you can see my long, long hair. Uh, my very long hair in that even bigger. Very, very, very long hair. That's all me. I grew my hair out that long. It went to my shoulder before I cut it. That's the longest my hair has ever been. I hadn't gotten a haircut in a while because I was very busy, and it started to be like to my ear. And I was like, I guess I'll keep going. But shortly after the show, I cut it off because I hated it. I started to really hate having to like wear it in a ponytail because I had gone to a wedding and I was a usher, and they were like, "What if you had it in a ponytail?" And I was like, "All right, fine." Um, it was still fun to this. That show was very fun. I would I would do a premise based improv show like that again in a heartbeat. I think it was like really fun to do, and I would look forward to doing it again. But anyway, like I said, this might be a real light stream today as far as viewers. Um, and if you're not up for chat, that's okay. I understand. If you'd like to jump in the chat and say what you want to talk about, I've got things to talk about. I'd love to hear from you. You're more than welcome to do that. Let's go to the overhead view. You can see this is the box for Vegeta. You can see him powered up, becoming Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta. Now I don't love that it says both Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Vegeta. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to type that out every time. It's just Super Saiyan Blue is the easiest way to do it. Because also Super Saiyan God Red is a separate, different thing. You get that a different way. It's a whole thing. Super is a whole lot. I have to configure my video again because for some reason my focus never uh, stays. The setting never stays. It's really annoying. Anyway, this is what we're going to build. We're going to work on Vegeta. I already did a little bit of his head. You can see that there. I'm going to adjust the table a little bit here so it's a little more balanced. Just that a little bit. Great. This is going to be good. I'm excited for this kit. I've had this kit for a while. I didn't want to do it until I did the extra live stream with Giant Bomb because the idea was it was like, oh, I'm going to help Dan Reichert build a Vegeta, and then I'm going to build a Vegeta. But because of some issues, we didn't get to build a Vegeta. We built his spaceship for black-haired, early Dragon Ball Z Vegeta, but we didn't get to do that here. So, of course, we've got our snipper clips. We've got our trays. The blue on this is very nice. There's two different blues. There's his eye color blue, and then there's the Super Saiyan blue, which is almost a teal. Um, Mr. Bob says I'm getting back to my real grade tall geese. So that's awesome. Um, I saw that kit. Kit looked cool. I mean, every incarnation of the tall geese is great. Um, the tall geese is a beautiful, wonderful kit. So I'm happy, but I'm also happy you're getting back into it, Mr. Bob. I'm glad you're getting to do some building. Um, One thing I'm going to do is I took a break to do the SD kits I bought. Yeah. I hadn't done an SD kit in a really long time until I did the Waypoint stream. That's the first one I had built in quite some time. And it was fun. It was fun to do. All right. So we need that's A17, and then this is A16 here. So we're just building the many layers of Vegeta's hair. Vegeta has lots and lots of spiky hair, so when you're doing it in a model kit version, you got to do a lot of work for it. It requires a lot of effort. I apologize for my green screen not being great. I don't feel like fiddling with it. It looked good before, but it doesn't look great at the moment, so I apologize for that. But I'd rather build than settle. Speaking, Mr. Bob, I want to take a quick note as a longtime subscriber. Right now you have a star there. I am working on getting some badges. Right now I can do, at my level, I can do 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and a year badge. So I am going to work on getting those put together so that folks that have subscribe for a long period of time will be able to do that. I think I can only go up to a year while being an affiliate, but if I hit partner at some point, I could unlock another badge. So I'm looking to do that. I was waiting for a check to come in before I hire someone to make those, but I'm also thinking about just uh, using uh, like some clip art free things, free resource for that. I've been thinking about doing that. Like some of the buttons underneath the Twitch page are just from a site, and the guy was like, "Just make them, just use these. Here's mine. Here's what I made." So I've been thinking about doing that just so that I could get some of those. I thought that'd be cool. Folks be able to who have subscribed for a long time would be able to uh, um, show that in the chat. Two, and this is gotta go there. Goes there. I think I just hit 14 months subscribing to Kate Stark, which is nice. That's been like almost exclusively all of my Twitch Prime tokens have gone to Kate. All right. So here's our, you can see it, we're going to use the overhead a lot because it's not going to look great here. It's going to blend in with the background here, this blue. But that's all the hair. This is all of Vegeta's hair. Now, this Vegeta does not comes with multiple faces. It does not come with multiple heads. It does not come with multiple hair. Because there's other Vegetas, right? So the Super Saiyan 1 Vegeta is going to probably have black hair as well as gold hair, right? It's good. That's going to give it this. This Super Saiyan Blue, they want you to get this. And this also isn't the Super Saiyan Blue kit that is there's a particular paint job one that's out there. That's not this. This is a different version. This is the original version. It's not the special one that's out there. And really the only difference is that the armor is shinier. It's just like a different coating. It's got a coating on it. It's neat, but it's not worth the money to me. Getting this was like something I was into. Talking about building this, talking about working with Dan. Yeah, months and months ago, someone sent Dan a kit, and he and I talked about that, about doing the show, because he was certainly interested in building it. I feel bad for him only because this can be an expensive hobby, and I know he wants to build Metal Gears, which are very, very expensive. They started expensive, and they just get more and more. Just such an expensive hobby. Like, I mean, even Lego too. The One of the reasons why we've been doing Ninjago so much is just that it's reasonably priced, so I don't feel bad about buying it, and I don't feel bad about having it on my wish list. I put up on my Amazon wish list, which I'll link to later, obviously. There is a link to in the Amazon wish list. I have 2 of the pre-orders for the Lego sets that are coming out, the Bastion and the Diva Duo. Yes, the Metal Gears aren't in print. They're not making new ones. Yes. So they're very expensive, and then you have to like find a place that has them. Like Gundam Planet has some of them in stock, so Dan could always go to Jersey to pick them up. I want to see actually what the Amazon Lego ones I had. But yes, Mr. Bob, you're totally right. I'm gonna check my list here. Check my list real quick. Oh, it's the Diva and Reinhardt combo, which is a 455-piece set for $40. And it's another $10 to pre-order. So that's $50 for the Bastion. But that Bastion is 600 pieces. There's another Bastion that's smaller, but I'm like, nah, I'd rather build this big one, and it's really big and great. It's just huge. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I like Overwatch. I don't really care super about Overwatch, but um, oh yeah, there are certainly knockoffs, Mr. Bob. You're not wrong about that at all. I'm certain you can find the knockoffs, but um, yeah, uh, sooner or later I want to. I mean, that's a great dream is to like go and walk around Gundam Planet with Vinny is a thing that I still want to do someday. I don't know how we would get our schedules together for that, but I think it would be awesome. Okay, so we've got uh, two different faces here. We're building our different faces, our mouths and such, for an open mouth or for a smirking Vegeta and an open mouth yelling Vegeta. Um, I'm not big on Overwatch at all, and I want that best in good. Yeah, it's just a cool. I mean, I like mechs, right? It's just a cool big robot. Diva too. I always thought the Diva's mech is super cool. So I'm interested in that as well. And there's a new robot. They announced a new robot coming to Overwatch, and he is a cowboy themed robot. He has a metal mustache and a bowler hat. And I'm all about it. I'm like very much all about it. I probably will never, play it. I don't play as that character, but he looks real cool and I'm into it. And for my friends that are into that, like that just looks neat. Um, all right, so we're building our faces here. We'll take a look at these, kind of see what was going on. Um, put these together. But yeah, I mean, at this point, I just want cool kits, right? That's all I want is cool kits. I want to build cool stuff. I like building things that I know what they look like. But all right, so we got smirking face Vegeta. See if we can do something so you can see his cool face. There he is. There's smirking face Vegeta with the eyebrows. Gotta have the blue eyebrows. The eyebrows gotta match. Can't build it if it don't match. And then we're gonna assemble um, basically almost identical in its construction. I do really like that about these kits is like how much like plastic is it's always interesting to look at like how much plastic is used for eyebrows and eyes. Like I don't know, like there's a great thing here to look at, but like all of this face is really just for the two eyes. Like it's just for this little bit of blue. But they made the whole base out of it. I think it's really clever. So this kit had one sticker in it. So I did it ahead of time because it was just the one. And that sticker is the mouth. So because Vegeta doesn't really have stuff on his armor, he's just wearing the the Saiyan battle armor, the Frieza battle armor. So I did the sticker ahead of time. It's just that red right there. That's it. And then we'll put it in there. Now, as I said, we have the two faces. We'll take a look at both, but I'm going to start with the one that we're not going with, and the second one is the one that we're going to keep on, most likely. So put the two faces on our part to attach. So this is smirking Vegeta, just smirking Vegeta. See that one? Obviously looks better in the overhead. Uh, I love about this kit is that the Widow's Peak doesn't cover plastic his head. His head just has the V, so the Widow's Peak just fits into it. That is great. I really like that. That's very clever and cool. Instead of having it like layer over or having like a hole in his head it stick in. But this is the face we're going to go with. We're going with uh, open mouth, powered up, arms like this. When we do it, Vegeta. But we'll put this in there. Goes in there. And now we can start building our body. Got so much body to build. It's great to build this body. I'm going to retweet my original tweet, see if maybe we can get a few more folks in. I understand that this is, like I said, there's a lot going on, but I also built up a bunch more followers here on Twitch and also on Twitter over the past few days. So maybe a few people hadn't noticed, but like I said, there's lots of extra life. I'm not doing extra life. I felt that an appearance for me on Giant Bomb would be a cool thing. And then I was very happy to have some incentives. As I said, those terrible photos that are on my Twitter and I showed at the beginning, those two photos I felt like were going to do a better job of raising some money for the kids than if I had decided to play Hearthstone and build model kits. Also, I wouldn't have built that many model kits probably because I only have so many. Uh, and it would have been rough to do all of them on a stream. All right, so we got to put his neck in. We need D. I mean, obviously, there's not a lot to this kit. There's some. We'll get to it. There's some power stuff, some blast stuff in it. It's got a lot of muscle to him. The armor looks good. I thought that I'm a little not annoyed. I'm bummed that this doesn't have a Baer symbol on it because we're talking about Super Saiyan Blue. It would have been nice to have like something to signify the universe of Baer or something like that. Some kind of modifier on the armor. Even the Capsule Corp logo would have been fun. Just something. So I'm a little bummed that there's not, even though I don't like applying them, there's not a lot of sticker work on here. Considering the time crunch, I felt pretty good about the stickers I did for Dan's Saiyan shuttle. I thought that actually turned out pretty good. All right, so this is the neck here into the blue Under Armour stuff here. The outer armor goes in like so. Oops. Goes in like that. That looks good. Now we'll just keep building it. All right, then we got to do another section. D10. Some of the best GB content has happened over the weekend. I never thought Dan would be the reason I would look into nose hair trimming, waxing, but here we are. Yeah, I haven't watched that yet. I'd like to watch the Pat Gill stuff as well. I mean, it was very nice. Like, I just hugged Pat as I left and he came in. I haven't seen him in a while. That is the thing, as always. There's a bunch of fun games people and games adjacent people in New York, but like getting people together is always rough. So it was just nice to see him. I didn't watch his segment yet. That's probably gonna be my evening viewing tonight. But yeah, I haven't seen the nose stuff. I saw some of the West Coast shenanigans, and then today I was chilling in the Will Smith stream in the afternoon, which was nice to see that stuff. And as I said, it was nice to raise a little bit of money for the kids. That would be real face stuff with Abby's headshot would be more shocking than the nose stuff. Okay, well, I have something to look forward to then, Mr. Bob. So thanks for letting me know. So in my Discord, which I'll link to probably about a half an hour from now when I do my ad break stuff, my Discord I have listed. Okay, so we'll do all the D stuff. Don't do that. My schedule for the month. I'll also post that on Twitter and list it on my somewhere. Somewhere I'll list that information outside, but it's on my Discord and in my Patreon, and it'll be on Twitter as well, and I'll pin it. Nothing spectacular, nothing incredible. I'm not going to stream on Thanksgiving, which is a new. Sorry, I'm not going to stream on American Thanksgiving, which is on a Thursday. I will stream that Friday instead. So I'll do a Friday and Saturday stream. Um, and then the following Monday will be my bonus stream, which instead of normally it's like 3:30 to 5:30 or 3 to 5, I'm doing um, yeah, it's like 3 to 5 usually. I'm going to do 2 to 4 or no. 2, I can't remember. Yeah. Yes, I'm doing 2 to 4 because I have to be to work at 5 o'clock that day. So, unfortunately, I have to be reasonable because I have to go to work. And so that'll all be up. And then the following Wednesday, which is the 26th, I believe, 27th, the 28th, sorry, Wednesday the 28th will be not only the last stream of the month, but that's a Wednesday. That'll be my last stream of the month. It'll be instead of the Thursday because on Thursday I'll be traveling to Philadelphia to get ready for PAX Unplugged. So I can't stream that day, so I'll stream on a Wednesday. So two abnormal streams, and then the December 1st, which should be the first stream of the month, is still pending. I'd like to do it. I'm going to try to figure out a way to stream. I won't know till I get there if I can do it or not because I will be pretty much at the like I won't know until I get there and can look and see what the Wi-Fi and if I can get wired internet at the Airbnb I'm staying at. I'd like to do it, but I can't make promises about that Saturday stream, so I might not be able to stream that week, that day. Or it might be something like I do it on my phone, and not on my computer, and it's just like a more a hangout thing. All right. So we're doing some. I'll do that on stream here. Putting that together. We're getting some of his armor together here. And then we can put this on there. These kits just snap together real well. It's real fun. I heard from a few folks that started to do some building stuff because of the Waypoint stream that I did that reached out and said, like, oh, I gave it a shot. This is really fun. And that's awesome, and I'm very happy to hear that. I always want to encourage folks to try out a new hobby, especially a hobby that I really like. It's been nice to have people be able to check things out. All right, so just goes on like this, and then we can put these on here. Put our shoulder pieces on. Ah. Just putting it on the wrong way. I was like, this doesn't seem to want to work because I had it on backwards. Stuff. Hello, Road, and welcome. Nice to have you here in the chat. Nice to have you watching the stream. Yeah, working on our Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. Getting some armor together. We're going to do our base here. We need B, B, and A. A little bit of A. And a bunch of B. So for folks that were asking about what I mentioned what I was going to do next after this, I am going to work on a thing that's the first time for me. After we finish Vegeta, which will be, it might be today actually. If not, it will be next Thursday. But either way, the next thing I'm going to do after this is my first ever paper/cardboard craft. I'm going to do a wrestling belt made out of cardboard and foam core. I actually just got this old sheet of foam core here, which I'm going to be using for stability, and the cardboard will go on either side of it. Instead of just doing a bunch of layers of cardboard, I'm going to build cardboard around this foam core, which I just got an old piece. Yeah, it'll be a replica, taking a lot of cues from the League of Heels Championship belt, because I am making a belt to declare the new king of cardboard, which will be the tournament we're doing at PAX Unplugged for League of Heels. So I'll be kind of doing some tracing and getting some stuff together for that. Uh, the main thing also is that I still haven't figured out exactly how I want to do it, but um, what I want to make is placards that can go on it. That will be another thing of cardboard. So I think I might do Velcro for that. But I want to put on there, no matter who wins, I can ask them what they would like and give them an option. And my options will be King of Cardboard, Queen of Cardboard, or Champion of Cardboard. Because while we are calling it the King of Cardboard tournament, which plays into the King of the Ring, which is a WWE wrestling thing. Um, that's why we're calling it that. I legitimately don't want anyone who wins it to feel like they have to go by the gender. Uh, if they don't like the term king and they want to go with another thing, they can do that. And I think Champion of Cardboard is a nice thing. I am going to talk with a non-binary friend and who is also into wrestling and pitch it and see if they have anything else they'd like maybe instead. But I thought the champion was a good compromise on that. The other ones I thought worked out just fine. We'll see though. Oops, why isn't this not? In. Gotta get this in like that. But yeah, I'm excited to do some papercraft because I haven't really done anything like that. Champion also satisfies the anti-monarchs out there. Yes, Urbina, yes, you're right. Um, I think there should be some folks that were like, "Oh, I don't want to be the king of anything." I'd be like, "Okay, well, how's this?" So these pieces don't want to really shoving this in here. I'm gonna take this stuff apart and take a look at and see why it's not lining up properly. Okay, so this goes. We got B7. B7 goes into this. Oops. Oh no. Dropped the piece. Alright, so we are building like the chest here. So that goes in like that. And then this goes in like that. Oh, okay, I got it now. That looks better. I had assembled it improperly. Yeah, so that's the next thing we're going to work on. I don't know if we're going to start tonight or if we're going to or if we'll start. I don't. Sometimes these kits you can finish in a 2-hour stream, but if not, it'll be the next thing we work on. Uh, but yeah, I want to have something that like I can put on and replace and declare someone the king of cardboard or the queen of cardboard or the champion of cardboard. All right, working on some arms. Let's get our arms going. We need to do T12, D11, T17. Sorry about that. All right, so anime stuff. I watched 2 shows we can talk about. I hadn't watched Ask Ms. Beelzebub Likes in time for last stream, but I watched it in time for this one. Still a really fun show. Cute. It's good. I like it. Um, Fun character work. It's a cute romance show. It's not everyone's cup of tea. As I said, I wish they used the setting better. I think it is as a slice of life slash romance show. It focuses on that and doesn't necessarily use all of the advantages it has in the fact that it also has such a strong premise of this like Beelzebub is just like this kind of lovely, nice, and sweet um, young lady, which is like an interesting idea. Um, yeah, it doesn't use it as well as it could, so that's frustrating. Um, the other show I watched was what did I say? Oh yes, uh, Miss Vampire who lives in my neighborhood. So it's good. It's still very cute. We had the other human girl came back in, which is good. I like her. She's a fun character. And now we have all four of the main characters kind of together, which is good. Um, it was sweet and cute and fun. Some good gags. I liked the premise of figuring out the vampire stuff. Like this is a show that does use its setting. There was a moment in making simple curry where the garlic really bothered our vampire, but she donned a equipment in order to be able to like be around because making curry was important to her because she wanted to do something nice for her human. Yeah, and it was sweet. It's a sweet show. Um, I like it a lot. It just goes like this. Uh, our main human character is still really weird. She's just so weird. But you got to be a little weird to be a high school girl who, upon meeting a vampire, is just like, yeah, I'll move in. I want to move. I want to hang out with you and let's be friends. I'll just live here. It's like really weird. All right, put that on there. All right, well, this arm's coming along pretty smooth. Now we got to do E here. Some of our white coloring here for our gloved hands and our nice like wrists here. Okay, we need E3 and E4. All right, nice and easy. And then let's see. Is there anything else that I watch? Let me go to my notes momentarily. Check out my notes. Slime, block over, single face, Honda San. I talked about that on Thursday. That time I got reincarnated as a slime, Black Clover, Skullface, Honda San. I watched the first. Oh, yes. Gridman. Yeah. On board. Seems like it's going to be solid show. Immediately was taken with the art and the character work. I think it's um, I'm looking forward to watching more of it. I'm not caught up with it by any means, but yeah, I think it's going to be good. And I'm not super feeling JoJo. I know some people are super into this new season, but I don't. This is a weird thing to say about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Too many stand users. Like I know why it happened, like or not I don't know why, but I know why it's in there. I know why there are stand users because stand users are cool and you got to have stand users in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Uh and I think they justified it in Diamond is Unbreakable, but like I don't know. I think I'm less into this one and why there are so many stand users and yeah, I think I'm less psyched about this one. Um, I think the visuals still look really cool and it's still really striking, but I don't know. All right, so we got fisted. We got the angry fist here for our Vegeta. Just do this because why not? There's our Vegeta being all mad. Put him down there. Now we're gonna do the same thing, but the other arm, and it's almost identical. Asmo's here. Hello, Asmo. Welcome. Thank you for joining. As always, happy to have you here. That's the wrong sheet. All right, so we're just going to do pretty much what we did for that one arm, but we're going to do it in the other one. Get that there. And then got a couple notifications. Got a few people doing that there. Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited to do some papercraft stuff. I've got after the papercraft, it will be it'll either be a kit that my patrons vote on, or if it's come in the mail, I know that someone sent me a kit that's coming in the mail, but it wasn't like Amazon Prime. It's coming from Japan, so it's going to take a little while to get here. But that kit would be theoretically next in line, unless we get the uh, unless I finish the papercraft earlier, because I literally have no idea how long it's going to take to do. So I might just do a poll this week to see what kit is on deck. Because I still have some Lego sets. I got that Lego Space Shuttle. And I've got the Gundam Wing non-graded 160 scale. It's a very early kit. I still got that to build. So I could always do that. I've got some options of stuff that I could pick up. So we'll do one of those when the time is right. All right. There. We just did this, so as always, way easier once you've done it to do it again. Put this on like this. Put this on like that. D23 and D24. There. Let's see. Yeah, so that's all the anime I've been watching. I played a lot of Hearthstone today. We're obviously not far at all into November, so I like playing on weekday afternoons because I think the competition is not as tough on the North American servers during the day. So, but sometimes on a Saturday you just want to play a little Hearthstone. You know what I mean? That'll definitely be one of the things we look at my next bonus game stream. I have two decks that I think are. I have one deck that is very fun and very stupid, and I think I'll show that off. I've been tweeting about it. It's the Tespionage deck. Basically, there's a 4-cost spell card that exists for rogues that adds 10 1-cost cards from your opponent's class into your deck. Now, when I say that, it's not that it's all 1-cost cards. It's all cards cost 1. But it's whatever cards like. So it could be a 10-cost mana card like Pyroblast, which does 10 damage spell and costs 10, could cost 1. You don't know what you're getting. And then if you're playing against Rogue, you just get cheap Rogue cards. If it works, it is great. It is a really fun deck. If it doesn't work, you just lose, and it's tough. But part of that reason why I like it is because it's not like a win more deck. It's a win weird deck. I'm down to 5, but I just got the Paladin card that normally costs 8 mana, but I play it for 1 that draws me 3 cards and heals me for 8. I just played that card for 1 mana and got 3 cards, which got me this and got me that and got me that. Okay, now I've stabilized. Now I have an incredible board. And there's a few other, they're not win conditions, but they're minor conditions that help with it. There's a few kind of good cards just like waiting, because if you don't get that card, you're in trouble. But like if you've played, and then there's Tess. Tess is an 8-cost card that replays all of the cards that like it doesn't necessarily play, like all the cards that were not in your class, not non-class cards, but class cards from other classes. Um, so if you healed yourself, if you played a card that healed yourself, uh, you'll play it again. You'll heal yourself again. And it randomizes targets. So if you played a card that gives someone Divine Shields, it might not give you Divine Shield, the card you want to give Divine Shield. It might give your opponent Divine Shield. Uh, so it's silly and great. Um, yeah. So Asmo, um, honestly, Tess makes things stupid in a way that's really fun. You don't need Tess in Test espionage. Really, buy craft two espionages, play an espionage deck. Really, that's all you need. Test espionage is added silliness, like because it's also randomized order. I forgot that I had played the uh, oh, I played the 3/5 that makes all your healing do damage instead for against a priest, and I'd also healed myself, but I had to play Tess. I needed to play Tess, and I took the risk, and I lost. Ended up the order was that 3/5 went out first, and then all my healing happened, and it just did damage to me, and I lost. Which is if I hadn't had Tess in there and instead just had a an 8 cost Lich King, that probably would have been better. But it's very silly in a way that I love. So Tespionage is awesome, and I would never not put Tess in that deck. But yeah, an Espionage deck is probably better. And there are a few other cards that just are like good cards to have with that are either like nice to have in a rogue deck, like you know you don't need the thug that oh yeah, Yogg deaths were always great, Asmel. You're not wrong. There is a bit of a Yogg quality to it that you never know what you're getting. Because also, uh, there's something great though about playing Valera on turn 9 and turn 10, playing Espionage and then playing another copy of an Espionage, and you just did for 8, you just put 20 cards in your deck. Oh, and then of course, preparation prep, and so it just costs you 1 to do that is great. Prep is obviously vital for that deck. Um, there's a lot of really goofy nonsense involved, and I really do enjoy it. So I kind of want to show that deck off because I think it's stupid and fun in a great way. Um, but yeah, like playing against. I mean, honestly, even Malagos Druid. I've beaten Mali Druid because uh, Druid cards are great. You can get a 1 cost card that does 5 damage, draws 5 cards, and puts a 5/5 on your board. Ultimate Infestation for 1 is pretty awesome. Uh, but then also you can just draw like you keep drawing things that buff weapons in a warrior, but you never got a weapon, and so you're like, this doesn't help. Because I'm already Valera, so I don't even get a weapon. Like sometimes it's tough. But Paladin, I do really well against Paladin. I don't do great against Warlock with Warlock because I've my experience um, that I haven't done as well with Warlock as other decks. All right, so we do that. Asmo says, I've had a lot of fun and a few wins with a rogue Pogo deck that either loses real fast or ramps up amazingly fast. Ooh, yeah. Pogo is one of those cards that I'm like, I don't think I'm ever going to like this, but I'm going to cough. Pardon me, folks. Now I'm going to drink some water. Did a lot of talking the last few days. I just realized I haven't uploaded. I have to upload my Let Pat Play for Monday because it goes out to my patrons tomorrow, and I have not uploaded that yet. I got to do that. All right, so we put this in here. Got our ball joint for our leg. Working on our foot right, our legs here. Gonna put our feet in there. Now we're gonna put our shoes together. B14, B13. But yeah, I do like. That's the kind of deck I like to play. I mean, that was like I have a Wild Shaman Evolved deck. It's never going to be a good deck, but like it's really fun because it's like you never know what you're going to get when you evolve. So it's just like really fun cards, and then like all right, we'll see what happens. I really like that deck, but the Death Rattle Hunter is probably one of the most popular decks right now in the meta. I'm not good with it. Just not good with that Hunter deck. I tried, but I need a goofy deck, I think, to really get my blood flowing, get things going, get into it. All right, so we did the foot here, our right foot. Now we got to do our we're doing next here. Oh, we're gonna work on our right leg. We'll finally get into this whole kit here, this sheet. Hadn't done any spruce from here. We'll probably finish up the leg, and then we'll take our break for our ads and all that, and I'll talk to people about ways they can support the stream if that's something they'd like to do. Um, November and December is going to be kind of expensive to me, so I might not be able to buy as many kits on my own as I normally do, which is where it helps a lot to have the support of folks. I'll say that. So if you ever thought about subscribing, now's a great time to get on board. If you ever thought about buying a kit on Amazon for me for my wish list, this is a perfect month for that. Really is. Or any other way out there to support the stream. This would be a good month for that because I have some bills coming in, and then I'm also going to be traveling at the end of the month. So that's basically where I'm at there. Like, okay, like to figure this all out financially before the end of the month. All right. But also, if you can't support the stream financially, give a retweet. Retweet the link I put out to the stream tonight. Do it on Thursday. So subscribe if you can. Use your Amazon, your Twitch Prime token if you can. Just tell a friend you know that likes model kit building and anime talk and decent, pleasant conversation that's not goddamn awful and toxic, non-toxic conversation. If you like that, tell a friend. Tell a nice one. Those are all ways you can support. If you're following and you're not subscribing, you can turn on your or even if you're a subscriber, turn on your notifications. That way you know when my streams go live. So you don't just have to guess or remind yourself. You get a notification. You'll be like, oh, snap. All right. Let's put that in there. And then we're going to do C6. And then C7 and C8. All right. Oops, oh no. Fell off. Yeah, there's nothing much to say about building this kit. It's just pretty straightforward. There's no transformations, no real tricks. It's just getting things lined up and then putting them together. Although this doesn't want to go together. It seems like silicon there. Alright, oh, there we go. So this goes in. I'm just going to double check all my work, make sure I'm doing it right. So this goes in like this. This is this part of the leg here. That. This goes in like this. And then this goes like this. There we go. Got it together. Sometimes it does take a second try. And that goes like that. Vegeta looks different in this kit from the last one I remember seeing you build. Can't quite put my finger on it. Yeah. Yeah, there's just something just different about this Vegeta. It's a little different. There's his leg. All right. So now, here's the time where I say hello. Thank you for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, consider watching the streams when we're live. I know I got a few people that can't watch them. They work nights, or they're just not available on Thursday and Saturday, which is rough. Or they live in the part of the country, the world, where it's not night for them. It's morning or overnight. So I understand that, and I appreciate people who are hanging out and watching. People that, tell their friends that this is happening and all that. If you would like to become a subscriber, you can use regular money. You join the Bear Cave. You get a cool emote, which I'm going to put in the chat. The Bear Cave emote is pretty cool. It's done by Alexandra Van Chestine. We've got other ways you can support. You can join my Patreon. $1 a month, you get a Q&A video I do that's just for Patreon. I don't do any for anybody else. I released it one month for other folks, just as a teaser. But I have a Patreon, $5. You get videos. They'll get this video. Will go up tonight for Patreon backers. Everybody else will watch it on YouTube tomorrow. I have an Amazon wish list. My Amazon wish list is pretty cool. It allows people to buy kits. And if there's something you don't see on there that you think, like, hey, I'd love for you to build that, let me know. If it's available on Amazon, I'll put it on the list. If it's something I want to build. I just put up a bunch of Lego stuff. There's more Lego Ninjago. There's still a dragon we haven't built yet. There's a bunch of stuff. I'm going to quickly look at a couple highlights. Here's a couple things I would like to build that maybe you would purchase on Amazon wishlist. As I said, pre-ordering the Diva Reinhardt kit or the Bastion kit will be cool. Those are, I think they both become available. They'll be released on January 1st, so that would be next year, obviously. There's what kit? They're the Nexo Knights Tech Wizard thing. It's a giant mech. That is very inexpensive for a 500-piece kit, $24. That's with free shipping. That's a really good deal. There, as I said, there is the Red Dragon figure, and also has a helicopter in that kit. That look cool. Some play sets, and then a bunch of Gundam stuff that looks neat. From Iron Blood Orphans, the IBO, the Iron Blood Orphan kits are out there. Still some more Dragon Ball stuff that would be cool to do. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff on my Amazon wish list that I would like to pick up at some point. So that's something, that's out there. Also have coffee, my tip jar, as I said. If you will be so kind, you could leave me a tip. And any money I make, as I should say, from Twitch, Patreon, coffee, stuff I make through my YouTube revenue, which is, going to take a while to get to another $100 payoff. I just got a payoff from that for the first time. That all goes into buying kits and equipment. At the bottom of my Amazon wish list, I included I need to replace one of the of my white umbrellas here for the light. I have one of them. This lighting kit. All parts of the lighting kit except for the bulbs were a gift from a friend. Is a like hand me down because he was buying a new kit, so he generously gave me this kit. But one of the umbrellas is really fucked up and falling apart, and so I want to get 2 new ones. So that's on the wish list. And then I've got the Build with Bear community. You just join the Build with Bear community. That would be fun. That would be a cool thing to do. I always post build photos. People can post stuff to there. Also, tweet at me if you're building things. If you're working on a kit, Mr. Bob, you said you're going to start working on that real great kit. Send me a photo on Twitter. I'll retweet it. Let the people know out there this is what people who watch the show are building, because I love seeing that. I love hearing that. I didn't get a chance to say this on the stream on Thursday, but somebody messaged me that they and their partner carved pumpkins for the first time together using tips from my bonus pumpkins carving stream. That made me feel so great. It honestly did. There's no hyperbole there. Sharing my hobby with folks, hearing from people that they're like, oh, I've always kind of thought about doing Gunpla, and I went and bought a kit because of this, or I'm building with my kids. I think of Zorbs, who got back into like building tiny kits with his daughters. Really makes me feel awesome that I like encourage folks and be able to some of the tips, some of my mistakes, or lessons that I learned could benefit other people, and the fact that someone had a fun activity with their partner based on me building. That's fucking rad. That's just cool as hell. Can't stress that enough. How awesome that is to hear. So I always encourage folks out there to let me know if you're building. Let me share that stuff. Even if you're just like, hey, I bought this kit. I don't know when I'm going to build it. Let me know. That stuff's always awesome to hear. All right, we're going to work on our other leg here. I do think we are going to finish Vegeta today. These kits usually, 2 hours about right for the size of this kit. But we can always kind of do some etching work. Maybe we'll, I don't think we're going to cut early, but, maybe we'll cut a little early tonight. I don't know. I do want to give folks their money's worth. You are donating your time by watching the stream, which I really appreciate, as always. It's rad that folks spend some time with me here. But yeah, we'll keep building. We'll definitely, and if we don't finish it tonight, we'll finish it up on Thursday, and then we'll start our papercraft. Working on that belt, the wrestling belt. Loosely, it's going to be some tracing done, outline done from the actual belt that we have, the wonderful belt for League of Heels, which I am in current possession of. Storyline-wise, I have it in my possession because our current champion, Dr. Tracksuit, doesn't trust himself to not try to sell it, so he said I should hold on to it when he takes his swim to Boston. So the belt is currently in my position. I put a video up yesterday for the League of Heels show, just saying the names of folks that are now doing it. Tommy, I still don't know how to say Tommy's last name. I want to say Magianis. It's not Magianis. It's Magianis. I don't know how to say it. I'm going to learn so that I'm not fucking up his goddamn name. Tommy from Secret Hitler is... Ooh, we finished off this sheet. This sheet is done. Over there. Tommy from Secret Hitler is one of the competitors. Another competitor in the show, in the League of Heels show, Everyone Can Wrestle, will be Tom Dyke from Cards Against Humanity. Tom debuted in our show in the Great Australian Bash, and so we're happy to have him on a show on this coast. There'll be 8 competitors total. I announced 3. The third and final competitor that I announced yesterday in a video is Chris Straub, a.k.a. Mr. Kayfabe. Now, Chris, when he competes at that, will have competed at every U.S. League of Heels show. Chris was on the card, was supposed to compete at the Great Australian Bash. He would have been the only person to compete at every show, but he did not go, so he did not compete at it. But he'll be the only person to have competed in every show in the U.S. or at every location in the U.S. That simple, reasonable belt possession story has more care and thought into it than 80% of the prior year of WWE programming. Well, Asmo, the nice thing is that honestly, this is the third show this year. So when you only do 3 shows, you can be thoughtful. Like it, it. A lot of it is scale, right? Like I'm not trying to excuse the WWE by any means because they have a team of writers and we have a bunch of goofs doing things. Now, would my life have been way easier if Kate Stark had beaten John Drake and or if John Drake had beaten Kate Stark and John had 2 wishes and then we didn't have to do a bunch of dumb bullshit at PAX West this year? It would have made my life so much easier if Kate hadn't won. But Kate won, and we love Kate. Kate still has 1 wish left to declare. We don't know when she'll let us know. I've been checking in. I don't know when Kate's gonna tell us her wish, but yeah, we still deal pretty good with our goofiness. It is still like a very fun dumb show. But yeah, we're gonna say, there's no Run GFB at PAX Unplugged, because as everyone knows, they're going through their tough road. It's tough times. There's so much uncertainty, but we've been told explicitly that Dr. Tracksuit wanted to go to Philadelphia, but Gritty threatened to murder him. And Dr. Tracksuit doesn't fuck with Gritty. So, because Dr. Tracksuit is on drugs, he's not an idiot. He's a drug addict. So, but not an idiot. So, he's staying clear of Philadelphia. That's our very silly, stupid reasoning that I came up with for why we don't have them. Also, because, why would it? There's a few board game lovers in that crew, or board game likers, I should probably say. Probably supposed to be board game likers in that crew, but none of them are justifying going to that PAX, and I get that. I don't know if I would go to PAX Unplugged if it wasn't in Philly. If it wasn't on the East Coast, so close to me, I liked it. I had a great time last year. I think it's going to be very fun to do a improv card game tournament. I think it's going to be very cool. I'm looking forward to it. Please do not get it twisted. But I also, if it was in San Antonio again, or no, it wouldn't be, but if it was in Denver, Colorado. If it was in Denver, Colorado, middle of the country-ish, over the West Coast-ish, I don't think I would be going. But because I can take a train down at a very reasonable price for me, because I bought my tickets way in advance, and I can get an Airbnb, a room for rent, an Airbnb for a very good deal, totally worth me going. And that Monday I'm going back. I can get back in time to go to work. So, fuck it. No, it would be. It's not really expensive to go, and as long as I can do a show that I'm proud of, that's the other thing. 404ing it, which we did last year, I was proud of that. It was a good crew. It was a good lineup. This year, I think I can do a strong League of Heels show. Got some regulars that they're going to be good. I've got a few people waiting in the wings in case we need them. And then I'm still waiting to hear from some folks. And then I firmly believe it's set up that I'm going to have some independent wrestlers compete from the Philadelphia area. I'm very excited about that. Right now, still confirming, but yeah, looking really good. All right, so we got here. Here's our completed Vegeta. We got to do some. We got a few options left on here. we could switch in different hands. We could put a thing in his back so that he could stand up. But we're not going to do like a stand action base, which you don't have. But we'll do some weapons. In my head, Gritty didn't actually threaten Dr. Kratsu. It's just, oh yeah, Dr. Kratsu just decided that Gritty. I like that. I like the idea that Dr. Tracksuit just saw a Gritty tweet and was like, I don't want any part of that. Tracksuit is very scared of Gritty and was like, no, thank you. All right, so we've got options for our hands here. We can do closed fist or we can do open palms for our weapons. Because we have a bunch of time, instead of starting the papercraft right next, which I said we would do, well, no, we can start the papercraft. I've got some stuff we can do with that. I was gonna maybe do another kit, but I think once we finish this, I don't want to start even a small Lego set. I'd rather save that. So we put these in here. His open palms so that he can do some attacks like that. Go like that. His big bang attack or whatever. We'll just put him like that. And then we'll put his hands in the box. All right, so then we're going to build the final flash here. We're going to do some lovely colors here. So those are those hands, and there's also these hands as well. There's palms, and there's I'm holding energy like with these hands, but I like the palms with those. So we had some options for hands here. But yeah, we're going to put together. It's 9, 8. The final flash. It goes here. 4. I do love the coloring of this stuff. I think it always looks really good. These blasts, I think, always look excellent. Alright, so it goes like that. Then we need this one, which is here. Yeah, these sets are always pretty straightforward and easy to put together, but I think they'll just look really good. I like doing a Dragon Ball kit now and again. It's also fun to do a humanoid. You know, obviously, it's a Saiyan. He's not an Earthling. But doing some humanoid kits are fun now and again instead of just doing Gundams. Okay. That's 1. Which one was that? That was 7. So that. I like this energy. I think this energy stuff looks really cool and weird. Asmo says, for someone whose only DBZ knowledge comes from a podcast hosted by experts, why does Vegeta have blue hair? So, this is from Dragon Ball Super, which is a follow-up to Dragon Ball Z. It takes place. It ignores some things that happened at the end of Dragon Ball Z. So basically, the last couple episodes, it basically says, "Oh, that didn't happen," and said this happened. So it's in Dragon Ball Super, and basically, 2 things happen. There is a catastrophic issue where the god of destruction shows up and wants to fight the strongest Saiyan ever. the Saiyan God. Not Super Saiyan. There's a thing called Super Saiyan God. And it is when a bunch of Saiyans put their power into one Saiyan, and then that Saiyan, like, has red hair and is, like, incredibly powerful. Pinkish red hair. Um, and so people think that's the strongest, and then Goku and then later Vegeta figure out that's actually not the strongest a Saiyan can be. The strongest a Saiyan can be a Super Saiyan God is actually blue-haired Super Saiyan. It's just the strongest version of a Super Saiyan. It is stronger than 3. Basically, in the world of Dragon Ball Z, there's 3 levels of Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan 2 is just a buffed up version of 1 with some more power, more energy crackling. And then Super Saiyan 3 is like a transformation. It's really weird looking. And then there's Super Saiyan 4 in Dragon Ball GT, which is not canonical. It's not considered canonical. And then there's Super Saiyan God. That's the other one. Alright, so this energy blast thing can go in here. Like this. And then you can have this thing happening where Vegeta just sent this blast, and there's one other blast we can make, which we'll do now. But yeah, basically it's just like stronger. I haven't put in my Amazon wish list. I actually don't know if it's out for pre-order yet, or if it's just going to be basically the Bluefin, who distributes Bandai's model kit figures in the U.S. and elsewhere, announced an Ultra Instinct Goku, which Ultra Instinct is the end of Super, is a thing that is basically the most powerful fighting, like, power-up ever. It's not just for Saiyans. It is this nonsense thing, power-up, which probably Gohan could tap into, Goku certainly tapped into, another character tapped into it, probably Gohan. It's probably possible for him to do it, but who knows? Alright, so now we gotta attach these two pieces together, and I'm not 100% sure how that works. That's how it works. Go like this. So yeah. Hope that answers your question, Asmo. Basically, it's just Super Saiyan Blue is another power-up. It's like going Super Saiyan, only it's a real huge version of it. Alright, so that's the top of this. Okay, so it goes like this, and then this one has some lines. No. Like that. There it is. Okay, I got it. And then I gotta put these little prong things in here for the Big Bang attack. Oops. This is the Big Bang attack. And you take this out. You find the hole. Take that out. Not as impressive. The Big Bang attack is not as impressive blast, but that's it. That did help, thanks. Great, glad to hear it. Glad to hear I was able to help. Okay, so that is the end of that kit. We've got some time left, so we are going to um, we're going to work on our next thing. I don't have a good images on the side. We'll keep Vegeta for now, but the next time I work on this kit, or next time I start doing some papercraft stuff, we'll have something cool to look at. But yeah, that's Vegeta. Did it in one stream. I'm gonna put this off to the side so that I can take these arms off. I'll put on different arms. I'll take a photo after because I always gotta take a photo of our Vegeta. But yeah, that's Vegeta. Okay, so got this here. This is our foam core. I found this, so the edges are kind of gross, but it doesn't have to be great. It doesn't need to be great. It just needs to be a surface I can work on. Okay, so this is going to be that, and there's going to be cardboard on top of it, but this is going to be our general frame. And then I'm going to go to the pre-show image for a second so I can get up and go get a thing. I'll be back in a second. You can probably hear me a little bit on the mic as I walk around getting a thing that I need, because I also need my X-Acto knife, because I didn't think I would start this right now, so I'm going to go get my X-Acto knife. I got my X-Acto knife, and I'm coming back in, and I'm going to be here to sit down. I'll put my headset back on, and up here, and then we go, and then I go back to this, and you can see me. Hello, I'm back. Better than ever. All right, so we've got our cardboard, and we've got our belt. And then we're going to open up the bag here and get our belt out. Oh, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete that. And next time we stream, there'll be the League of Heels logo or something on there. That's gone. So here's our belt. As you can see, this is the League of Heels Championship belt. I'll put it like this so you can take a good look at it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to replicate the belt, at least in the shape, and then the length of it, I can make adjustments because the foam, I can always, because the cardboard will be in sections because I want some bend in it. So the cardboard will be cut in different places from the foam core. So basically the idea is the foam core is going to be all of this. Maybe to about there. Yeah, this is all going to be foam core, right? And there'll be a layer of cardboard over it, and then there'll be a layer of cardboard under it. And then the cardboard will be mostly like this, and then there'll be another piece of cardboard that'll go there, that'll be flexible on both sides. And then I might not even put all the foam core in the this part here. For the belt, that might just be layers of cardboard. I haven't decided yet. But I can do it in sections because it doesn't have to be. It's basically just that I want this all to be one piece of foam core, and I want this to be one piece of cardboard. So now I'm just going to do a quick etch here. I'm just working with my knife to etch in what I want, the cut I want to make out of my foam. And of course, we'll be able to trim it quite a bit. I'll have scissors as well and the knife, and we'll be able to kind of cut out the shape that we want and fine tune it. If it's smaller than the original, that's fine, but I kind of want to get the shape right. So I'm just kind of doing it as light as I'd like. If it's not perfect, it's not perfect. And then, because we're going to be layering this as well with cardboard, so it can be a little dirty. And if the cardboard is sticking out over it, that's also fine. It's not going to be a big deal. that. We're just going to do like that. I'm going to pull it forward to do this one. Great. And that's basically all we need for the belt, because everything else is going to be layers of cardboard. And so, am I going to do cardboard medallions that replicate these medallions? I might. Am I going to do a cardboard medallion that replicates this medallion? Then instead of that, I might put a sticker of our logo, or I might just write in this. I think I will. That's going to be a separate thing. We're just right now getting the base done out of foam core. I might actually also do these medallions out of foam core. I haven't quite decided yet. That's the beauty also of doing something like this, is it doesn't matter. We're just making a cool thing. Wraith is now following. Thank you so much, Wraith, for giving the follow. We are building a belt that will eventually be out of cardboard. We're doing the center of the belt, the wrestling belt, which is going to be out of foam. So right now I am just going to start making a thicker cut through this foam. But the idea is, as I said, is I'm going to cut this out, and then I will have layers of cardboard, at least one layer, maybe more, depending on how flimsy it feels when it's all together. And then we probably won't even use this much foam. The foam might end up stopping here. It might stop there. It will be sections of foam. But the most important thing is that we're going to have this done, and then we're going to have cardboard that will just be like one sheet of cardboard will be here. Okay, so we'll see how that feels. So like I said, if it's not perfect, it's not perfect on here. I'm okay with it not being perfect or a little jagged, because this is the middle layer. So it doesn't have to be great. And it might even be something where I, use silver tape or cover the whole thing in tape. I don't think I will, because I do want it to feel like I do want there to really feel like cardboard. And look like cardboard, because it is the Cardboard Championship. This is the Cardboard Championship belt. We're declaring the King of Cardboard and the owner, or the Queen of Cardboard, or the Champion of Cardboard. And so I want that to feel like a thing. Have you done a lot of foam core craft work before? Seems really intimidating compared to model ability. So, Asmo, I've done some crafting. This is actually where I got my start in work. Is I worked prop stuff in high school. I learned prop assembly, and then I'll show the photo real quick. When we looked at this photo, not this one. Get out of here. When we looked at this photo here, you can see my hand is red, and how this stage is white. Well, this stage was covered in blood, and my hands are covered in blood, because that was from a comedy show called Kilgore that I worked on. And one of the things I worked on in Kilgore was, it was a comedy Halloween show, which is why that photo appeared in my what do you call it? Oh, it appeared in my Facebook memories, and I was like, oh, embarrassed, but also proud of it. The reason why my hand's red from that is for making fake blood. I made rigs. We used an air compressor, and so I have a lot of practical experience making things, being a maker. The quality of it is always, isn't always perfect. I'm not a professional by any means, but I like making. I like building. I like rigging. So a project like this, I'm very excited about. Now, it is intimidating because I'm not working off a script, right? I'm not working off of instruction book. I'm not following along. That's why Lego fucking rules, because Lego is great about telling you exactly what to do. I've never made a wrestling belt before, right? Which is one of the reasons why I'm working off of the model of our belt. I have a wrestling belt. I got this bad boy, so I get to use that. But I also might make mistakes. I might throw this out. I have another sheet of foam core. It's not that thick. I didn't. I could have drawn on this side, poked a hole to make my marker, drawn on the other side, and cut from both sides. Instead, I'm cutting through this foam, and I'm going to go very gingerly and cut through this way as well, so that I make my cut all the way through. You can't see that, but you can see that here. I'm now cutting very gingerly from the other side through. Also, if I fuck up, I fuck up. As long as I don't cut in too far, this is the middle layer. This is just to add support to our cardboard, because the foam is going to be a nice supportive surface for it. Nice supportive layer, I should say. But yeah, I don't necessarily love the shape I'm making here, but I'll be able to trim it. And then also when I get all my layers together and I finally look at it, I can really go in fine and really like chop and screw what I need to get done. So now we're going to do what we did there. Obviously the table doesn't, this is a off-white on an off-white, so it's not the best look here. But I think you can see what I'm doing. Once I start working with actual cardboard, I think it'll be a lot easier to see what I'm doing. But yeah, now I'm just going through from in, and that's as far as I've gotten for this layer. But now I've got a good cut on both sides, and I can start doing the top here as well. But I'm also going to take my time, right? I'm not in a rush. We're going to be doing, I got another 25 minutes of the stream today, but like the show's on December 2nd. I'm leaving November 29th. November 29th, I get on a train to go to Philadelphia. So this isn't going to take all month, but I've got all month. So, and then also I could always do it off stream if I had to. But if necessary, I have allowed myself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 streams. I have 14 man hours left to work on this. We're going to get it done, and it's going to be great. And if it's not perfect, and if it's not amazing, if it's not something I'm super proud of, that's fine. I don't mind that. I'm doing this publicly, so I'm going to bring this with me to Philadelphia. I'm going to give it to the winner of our tournament. Now, will I be embarrassed if I give something that kind of looks stupid to a independent wrestler? Cutting foam core always makes me nervous. Yeah, Sector 7, I'm not thrilled with this step. I'm also not going to be thrilled with cutting cardboard. But we're doing what we got to do, and I'm just taking my time with it. I've got a first aid kit nearby, which I always have. Y'all didn't know that. I got a first aid kit not too far away from here if I need it. But I don't think I will. But I have it in case I do. I got to move this. You're going to see the mouse because I got to move this big piece. Also, it's going to be great when I don't have this big piece of foam core in front of me anymore. But yeah, I've got another sheet of foam core. If I have to start fresh, I start fresh. I hope I don't, but if I have to, I have to. Alright, so we do that. There. Cut this like this. Cut this like this. Yeah, I've given myself. So I was saying, so am I going to be a little embarrassed if I give a kind of shitty looking thing to a independent wrestler? Perhaps an independent wrestler who also does design and crafting on their own, because I believe one of the people we're going to announce does design work. Well, yeah, I'll feel a little silly about that shit. Okay. Cut that there. Cut this there. Alright, and then we can do this, and then and then we'll just do it slowly from the other side. And just cut where we need to cut. We just have to do the bottom here. We've cut through both sides here. We haven't done the top. And we've done halfway through the top there. Like I said, I don't know if I love how I cut this bottom here, the pre-cut I did of it, but I can always trim it later. which is the beauty of doing something like this. I could just decide later, that's not what I wanted, and fix it. But yeah, I'm pretty determined to do this. This is a thing that I've been wanting to do. I've wanted to do something original on this. Obviously, this is based on design, but we're not based on a script or instructions, I should say. I've been wanting to do something like this for a while. I still remember totally cutting off a chunk of my finger in high school, making some dumb foam core project. Yeah, I mean, when you're especially we're working like thick foam, you get lazy with it. This is a very sharp X-Acto knife. This X-Acto knife has carved 3 pumpkins and this. I would put a brand new blade on it if I hadn't only used this blade for this. I have other blades, so once I start going through cardboard, if it ever starts feeling bad, I'm going to replace this blade with another blade. I have a bunch of them. I'm taking precautions. I have some knowledge of how to do this. I have done this a bit with other things. I've worked with foam before, foam core. Also, I should point out, this is not super thick foam core. Which is great. If this was thicker, I would definitely be doing a trace. I would trace what I wanted on one side, trace it on the other, making one cut, or making 2 cuts instead of what I'm doing here, which is, like, you can look on this side. Also, I don't mind, like, you might notice this is a little stained, it's a little gross looking, because this is repurposed foam core, but I'm also not concerned about that because it's just the middle layer. The cardboard is a star, so it's okay if it's not perfect. But yeah, now I'm just going through, cutting for the bottom here, cutting along, taking my time with it, using the top cut already made as a guide. And there, we did that, we did that. We'll do the same thing on this side. And then what I might just do is cut out big chunks of it to make my life easier. Instead of doing what I'm doing here. What I don't have right now is good scissors. That's the truth. I don't have great scissors. I'm going to borrow some from work next week for the next part of the stream. Oops. Okay, so you can see. I'll show you right there. That's not what we want, right? We want this. I went too far. But because this is the middle layer, it's okay. I feel okay about that. I won't mess that up. I didn't cut off a chunk of it. I didn't whatever. Mikufishaki, congratulations on your graduation. You say, hey Pat, I just graduated. Congrats. That's awesome. Congratulations. I'm gonna say, since you're 1999, let's see. That doesn't mean anything, but I'm gonna say you graduated from college by completing a semester this semester. But also, you could be graduating from grad school for all I know. Unless you're also just real smart and you graduated from high school early, congratulations on whatever you graduated from. That's awesome. That is rad. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just, like I said, I need to get scissors that like are good. I need to get some good ass scissors. But yeah, look at that. There's a piece gone. Now I don't have to worry about it. But I'm going to use this foam core for extensions for the belt part of the as I extend it out. All that foam core, not all of it, but I'm going to use a lot of it again. But that's just really nice to have. It's really nice to have that done. I don't really care what the top and the bottom is. I'm just going to go and cut off a section here. And even if I start gouging a little bit of the table here, I'm not too worried about that. I would prefer not to do that, but all right, so we put it there and then just go nice cut. Oops. And then if I need to, just cut that along there. Great. Just another piece I can use for whatever I need. Just make my life a little easier by cutting that out. I'm also thinking about maybe doing 2 layers of foam core. I haven't quite decided yet if I'm going to do 2 layers of foam core, or if I'm going to, what I'm going to do is, the next step is to do my cardboard layers. And once I do my cardboard layers, I can see how flimsy or supported it is, and if I want to add another layer of foam core or not. I don't know yet. That's the exciting thing, is I don't know. Because this is, like I said, this isn't super thick foam core. It's not as thick as it could be, but it's going to get the job done. So yeah, I might do a second layer. I don't know yet. I'm also thinking about doing perhaps some sort of clear tape around this stuff here, because it'll just be layers of cardboard. I might do, I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm going to do for like the edge of this, the outer edge of it. I haven't quite decided yet. So I don't know. We'll just cut this out here. Oops. I don't want to get sloppy. That's the real thing is. I want to make sure I'm doing this right and I'm not cutting corners or getting sloppy with it. What about gaffer's tape? Yeah, gaffer's tape might work along the edge. It might giving it a nice, like, with the cardboard, using black as an accent, I think is something that I've been thinking about doing. Because I also don't know what my placard is going to be, right? Like, I've been thinking about doing the doing something in the center. It's going to say cardboard champion of cardboard, or king of cardboard, or queen of cardboard. It's going to have those options. Like, there's going to be a piece of Velcro here, and you can slap on whatever you want for it. But the black gaff around the edges, around the whole thing, might look good. What I might just do is grab a scrap piece of cardboard, do it on that, and take a look at it and go, do I like this? But I definitely don't want you to see the foam. I want you to see the cardboard, because that's part of the whole thing, which is why I'm not going to paint the cardboard, which is why I'm not doing it all in foam. The idea of it being the king of cardboard, and I'm a broken record about this, but the idea of it is I want it to look right, you know? I want it to feel right and look right, and look like a belt. Like a cardboard belt, I should say. Okay, so nice and easy. Then we'll just cut through that. Yeah, we're just nice and easy going through. Trying to make these cuts just go through. And great. And just all right. And yeah. So you can see it's starting to take shape. It's not perfect by any means, but as I build the layers, it will start to come together, and then I will start actually trimming the layers so that they match and they're uniform. But right now, the most important thing of this is just, you know, approximating the shape that I want. It's been a while since I worked in foam. I've been looking forward to doing it, especially after Monday doing the pumpkins. It was really fun. That was very fun. I haven't done that in a long time, so that was. I haven't carved pumpkins since last year, but carving kind of got me thinking about this project, which I knew was coming up. So yeah. So we'll do some experimenting. We'll find the look that we want when the time comes. I'm gonna do this here, and then that. Great. So like I said, obviously this doesn't match this. It's not perfect, but it doesn't need to be because this is the inside layer. Um, and then I have enough of material to start building out the belt as long as I want it. So I'll probably do something like this. Start do something like so, like levels there, and then that. They can then just But yeah, so then I can extend it out like that because the layers of cardboard will go over it, and it'll have a nice layered look to it, and it doesn't have to be perfect either. Just go like that, because this will be the inside layer, so it doesn't need to be perfect at all. Yeah, because it's just some material that'll go there. Yeah, I think I'll do, so that'll live there. That's another part there, and then I can take some of this. Looks good. Just put that where I want it. Then what we can even do is take our belt, put it on here, and just use this as part of it. Just kind of get the straight look. Because this does taper off, obviously, in the back, but I wouldn't probably taper that because I don't think I like that look, but it gives me something to play around with, which is helpful. Having an actual wrestling belt is helpful when you're making a fake wrestling belt. Yeah, something like that. Then I just go in, carve that again. And then maybe I'll make a couple medallions while I'm here. So it's like, that's the thing I probably, what I'm probably going to end up doing is stenciling some sort of circle. Probably what I'm probably going to be doing is getting something that's about the approximate size of this. Obviously not the same, but some kind of circle, putting in there, tracing around that, and using that with my leftover foam core to give it some definition. And that might be something that I cut out of. That might be something that I cut out of foam core and then cover in gaff tape or paint or spray paint or something to give it dimensions. I don't know yet. I haven't decided if I'm going to have, if I want it to be layered or if I want it to be one piece. So the medallions might not happen. So the only thing that might happen is there might be layers of cardboard and it just says, you know, the depth is cardboard champion. That might be all I do. I haven't decided. But I can play around with it. I'm going to keep all this foam core, certainly. Especially if I fuck something up and got to redo it, well, then I'll have that. So we'll take our belt away, put our belt down for now, and then this is our belt so far. So two pieces that are going to be they're going to attach there, and then we'll add a bunch of cardboard to it. But yeah, that's the general idea of what it's going to look like, and then it'll say, you know, king of cardboard. I believe that, like I said, it'll have a piece of cardboard that will say king on it or queen or whatever. It'll be on cardboard and it'll just stick right on, and the other one will say it there. I most likely will print out letters and apply it with glue, which I will be gluing. I have not decided if I'm going to use Elmer's glue or hot glue, like a hot glue gun. I don't think that for this show I should be working with a hot glue gun. So I think I'm going to use either just Elmer's or cement glue. And that's only because when working with hot glue, I want to be very safe, and I don't feel like I can be as safe as I'd like on here. I also don't want to instruct anyone on how to use that if I'm not feeling comfortable myself. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. But yeah, so these two pieces are going to be part of this. This will be part of it. I got to get my cardboard together. My cardboard will probably be about like this, and then my extensions will be attached to it, so that it'll be bendable, but it'll have some give to it, but it won't fall apart. I was thinking maybe sandwiching like foam square between two pieces of tape for the strap part of the belt. Yeah, like I said, um, I haven't really thought about that. Obviously, what I might also do is just cut this here, and then the cardboard will be longer. That's actually probably what it's going to be. What it probably is going to be is the cardboard will be this circle plus, and it'll be two pieces that'll be, because the cardboard is obviously more flimsy than the foam core, and the foam core will end right here, and then be attached in between the layers, which will give it some rigidity to that, and then I will reinforce in the back, particularly a lot of fucking tape on the back parts just to give it some stability, because I want you to be able to do this and have this bent, right? I want that. So most likely, these will be here. Those cuts will be there. But for right now, I like this so that I can start getting my cardboard layers together, and then I can always cut that after. But this is the general shape I want, obviously with some fine tuning. But yeah, and that's gonna do it today. I'm excited to work on this project to fail or succeed in it. I think this is a cool thing. This is the thing I've been wanting to do. That and the pumpkin were two things I really want to do. I'm gonna have to get my dust buster out because I have pieces of foam all over the place. But thank you very much for joining me here at the Build with Bear workshop for your Saturday stream. I'll be back next week on Thursday. I think it'll be fun to watch Sector 7. I think it's going to be a cool thing. It's a little different from our normal projects, but I think it's going to be fun. Thank you very much for the bits. Bits are always appreciated. The cheers and bits are always appreciated here on the stream. Thank you all for hanging out, and I will see you next Thursday on another Build a Bear workshop. Goodbye.